Well, a teacher who is transgender says she felt like she had to resign after a video of her went viral on social media. She says her small moment of joy was twisted into something she never saw coming. Lacey Beasley spoke with her and joins us this morning from the newsroom. Lacey, this is part of your edition of The Learning Curve. So what did she have to say?
Hey, good morning, Madison. As soon as I heard about it, I reached out to that teacher. Her name is Rosalind Sandry, as well as the representative, Brian Harrison, who publicly called on Red Oak ISD to fire her. Sandry tells me she's been a teacher at Red Oak High School for 3 years, and her transition was never an issue with the school district until now.
Hi, I'm Rosie, Texas English teacher and transgender goddess.
It was this video that caught the eyes of millions on the Libs of TikTok social media account and ultimately led to Rosalind Sandry's resignation from Red Oak ISD.
Gender euphoria is the feeling you get when you finally feel comfortable in your gender. I ended up mentioning in the video that a lot of my students at the school had gotten behind my transition and had started also calling me ma'am and miss and just how happy that made me.
Sandry began transitioning 7 months ago and says she alerted her administration before taking the first steps.
I asked them basically for permission, like, is this gonna be okay? And everybody embraced it from what I could see.
So she says to her, this video was never meant to be a big deal.
I teach sophomores and I have these 15, 16-year-olds who are completely on board.
Though it caught the attention of Libs of TikTok, gaining 6 million views, and in turn, the eyes of District 10 Representative Brian Harrison. He posted, quote, "I'm demanding that this teacher be immediately terminated." I heard his perspective.
Anybody who is going to teach young children that boys can become girls, especially somebody who puts out public statements saying that he gets his gender euphoria, that's his words, gender euphoria from his young students. That's an outrage.
Representative Harrison says he personally called the Red Oak ISD superintendent, Brenda Sanford. Within days, Sandry was handed resignation papers.
Signing those papers, it was basically the end of my career, and I'm not going to get hired again as a teacher in Texas. And that hurts, and it hurts that I have to leave my students in the middle of the year. They keep messaging me and asking me, is it illegal to be a trans teacher?
That's a interesting quote too of, is it illegal to be a transgender teacher? What is your take on that?
Well, at this point, it certainly feels like it is.
Is it illegal to be a transgender teacher in Texas?
Let me tell you what I want. And I want to be really clear about this because it's not complicated. I do not want anybody, I don't care how you identify, I don't want anybody in a classroom in a position of authority teaching children that boys can become girls and that girls can become boys.
Now, Sandry tells me she is now seeking legal representation. I got in touch with Red Oak ISD, and they reiterated Sandry resigned on March 31st, and any other personnel matter they will not talk about. I also combed through their social media policy for employees. Parts of it says, quote, "Your freedom of speech is not free of consequences." After all this, I asked Sandry if she still wants to be a teacher, and she says yes, if she can find a way how. And thank you to our viewers who notified us of this on our tip line. Madison.
And Lacey, we want to actually plug that tip line because, like you said, this was a story that we were able to dig into all due to that tip that we received. So if you have anything related to education, maybe you have questions or topics you want us to look into, contact Lacey and our team at texaseducation@cbs.com.